Hello everyone, today we're going to take a much closer look at the Donkey Kong 64 not for resale demo cartridge, otherwise known as Donkey Kong Gray for short. Of course the first difference is the most obvious, and that's that the demo is in a gray cartridge as opposed to the final product, yellow cartridge. Looking closer at the label, there are a couple differences to point out. You can see in the yellow cartridge that they put Donkey Kong in front of the label, slightly overlapping, as opposed to with the demo he's behind the label, kind of more hidden. Another thing to point out on the label is ESRB rating pending, as opposed to E for everyone with the yellow copy. This of course was most likely because they haven't had a chance to fully play the game before they could rate it. It seems that it would be obvious that this would turn out to be E for everyone, but maybe a couple things put it on the fence and that's why it's pending. Even in the intro DK rap alone, they do use the word hell, which is kind of an interesting choice. Also, there are a couple of funny pictures that suggest they were going to use real guns in this game as opposed to the fruit blasting ones like the peanut pistol or the coconut gun. Before putting the demo cartridge in, I just want to remind everyone how big of a deal this game was at the time, and you probably remember yourself. I mean, it was supposed to be the biggest thing yet, and it's one of only a couple games that need an expansion pack just because that's how large it is. You could actually pre-order it through Target, and I have this box here. And you can see there's a $10 rebate inside, and you can reserve your copy of Donkey Kong 64. You also got a Donkey Kong beanbag character inside, which is pretty interesting. And on the back, it says game available 11/24. He's big, he's bad, he's back. The only gorilla savvy enough to sport a tie is scheduled to swing onto the N64 November 24th in an amazing 3D adventure that lives up to DK's large reputation. Accompanied by a pack of primate pals, Donkey Kong will once again be charged with the task of overthrowing the piratical Kremlings. In addition to an early demo cartridge, a funny beanbag plush toy, and a box to get you hype months before, they also had controllers. Yep, a controller just for Donkey Kong 64, as well as a little banana holder, which is kind of funny. The hype of this game and its demo was getting a lot of people excited, so let's go ahead and plug this in and see how it works. First thing we'll notice is there's a lot more animation and action going on with the N logo for Nintendo 64. Typically it just gives a little bounce and a twirl. Here it's dancing a lot more with all kinds of strobe lights. It of course has the same Donkey Kong rap, so fortunately today we don't have to sit through the couple minutes of that, although it is pretty awesome. Next, the black screen, of course, just says press start. The way the demo works is it has two boss fights and the minecart level with Diddy. As we go through each section, we won't watch the whole thing, but I'll point out a couple differences that I noticed, and feel free to write in the comments if you feel like I missed anything. The first boss fight is with Chunky and this dragon/dragonfly thing that goes by the name Dogadon. First difference you'll notice is this white balloon sprite thing that probably represents your lives, but they never did use that in the final game. The second thing you'll hear the difference with is his sound effect as he's spitting out the fire. In this demo it sounds like he's hawking a loogie or something like that, as opposed to like the aggressive fiery burp that we get in the final version. Another thing I noticed is it seems like the graphics are a little buggy. Like the floor is flickering out from underneath my feet, and I don't remember seeing that in the final game. Also, the way Chunky gets pulled, like he typically slides a little bit with his super punch, but here he kind of skips or gets yanked, which is a little different. The last difference really to point out is that the boss music doesn't stop when you go to collect the key. In between the levels, or after deaths, you will get the black screen that says, coming in Christmas '99 before restarting and going to the intro again. The second level in the demo is the section where Diddy Kong is riding in the minecart collecting tokens. Couple differences here. You'll notice that the intro text is different, and I'll display both of them right now so you can read those differences. Also, the goal is different. As opposed to just needing 50 to pass, you need 70 in the demo. I didn't really see any differences in this section, but if you'd like to see me collect 74 tokens, I'll go ahead and play that now, and maybe you'll see a difference that I did not see. If you don't want to see that, just click ahead a minute or so and we'll be going to the third level of the demo. The last difference here is the exit text from Squawk, and I'll put that up so you can see the difference. The third level here is of course the second boss fight, and it's against the armadillo. He has a lot to say this time around. There's a voice that is not used before.
Challenge me! I must crush you!
He fights like the second form in the final game, but you'll notice that you're in the arena from the first fight. It sounds a lot like Whizpig actually from Diddy Kong Racing, if we can compare.
You can't beat me!
The voice is a little strange to match with this character because, of course, he sounds like, "You can't beat me," but then you throw a barrel at him and he's like, it's quite the contrast in my opinion, and maybe it's a good thing they didn't keep that voice, but either way, pretty neat. So after we grab this key, there you have it. That really is all there is to this demo, so pretty interesting. While we're on that note of beta and demo games, down in the comments I'll take a poll, just depending on what you guys want to see next for this kind of video. Majora's Mask Gray, or Turok 2, a shorter one would be the Pokemon Snap kiosk version. There's also some differences with the Excite Bike, so Just leave me some comments and, subscribe if you like this kind of video, and I'll see you for the next review.
Yeah.